everyone, I am Janhavi Panwar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you guys are new over here, then welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about books, books from basic level to advanced level that are going to help you with your English. So I've always said this, I've always emphasized how important reading is in order to improve your English fluency. And today we're going to be talking about many books that you're going to be reading throughout your English learning journey, or that you can read throughout your English learning journey. So we're going to be talking about your basic level, intermediate level, and an advanced level. First of all, when you're at a basic level, so that means you're at an A1 or A2 level. So when you're at an A1 or A2 level, and also if you want to decide your level of English, then I've already made a video on what is your English level. Check your grammar level, vocabulary level. So you can go and check out over there, and then you can read according to your level. So let's get started. Now, if you're at a basic level, that is A1 to A2, so these are the books that you can read. The first one, and it's a very good one, I was 14 when I read this book. So it's The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So this is The Alchemist. Now this book is extremely easy to understand. It has a very inspiring story. So when you're reading it, you're not going to get bored. It's a very good one. I actually read it in one go, so I think you guys can do that as well. Another one for basic level, what you can go for, The Little Prince. Now this book is by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's actually a French name. The author is French, so there can be a different pronunciation in the French language. But Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, The Little Prince, it's actually a classic, and it has very easy vocabulary. Like if you're at a basic level, or if you are a beginner, so while reading this book, yeah, you can understand it pretty easily. Another one that you can go for is The Magic Tree House by Mary Pop Osborne. Now this one is an adventurous book. Have you ever heard about Danny the Champion of the World and things like those? So this is the same kind of book, The Magic Tree House. This one is going to be an adventurous book. It has very simple grammar, like not too complex sentence structures. Very simple, just go ahead with it. Another one that you can read when you're at an A1 or an A2 level, then go for. Now this book is for actually just regarding English, and the book's name is English for Dummies. So don't think I'm a dummy or something like that. No, but the book's name is just like that. It's a funny one. It's English for Dummies, and it's a textbook, in style, depth writing, grammar kind of writing. So you can go ahead with this one. Another one that you can go for at a basic level is The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. So it's a good one. It's a very fun book, and it has very basic vocabulary. The Cat in the Hat. So you're not gonna find a cat actually in a hat, but it's actually a very good one. So go with all of these books if you are at a basic level. Now let's talk about your intermediate level. So what level is that? That is your B1 to B2 level. So if you are on these levels, so what books can you go ahead with? The first book you can go ahead with is, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about this, To Kill a Mockingbird. Now this book is by Harper Lee, and it is a classic. It has a moderate vocabulary, so I think you should definitely go for this. And if you haven't already read this book, I think you should go ahead with this one, because it's a classic, it's extremely famous, very mainstream, so go and start reading To Kill a Mockingbird. Another one, if you're at an intermediate level, then you can read The Hunger Games. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about this, The Hunger Games. This is very engaging. It has a very popular storyline. This is actually written by Suzanne Collins, The Hunger Games. And I think there's also a series that has been made by this book by Suzanne Collins. And it has a very good storyline, very good vocabulary. So I think you should go ahead and read this book. Another one that you can read at an intermediate level is The Giver by Lois Lowry. Again, not an English name, but it's a very good book. It's very easy to understand. It's a dystopian novel. I don't know if you guys know what dystopian is, but The Giver, once you're going to read it, then you are going to figure out how easy it is actually to understand. I could have also mentioned it at a basic level, but it's a bit more than that. Like, you can give it a position between basic and intermediate. So I think if it's good, if you're at an intermediate level, then go with The Giver. Another one that you can read, okay, this is a classic, very good, very not inspiring, but very engaging storyline, and one of my favorites, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've read this book. I've even watched the movie for the same, and it's so good. Like, it deals with old Britain, environment, and it's extremely good. And there is this marriage, there are different marriages happening, different families, and the kind of English old British people used to use. So it's very good. It's a classic. I think you guys should, without any doubt, should go ahead and read this book, because I've read it like 4 or 5 times now, and I can still read it over and over. The dialogues, chef's kiss. I think you guys should definitely go ahead and read it. Another one that you can read, and this one is again regarding English, and it's the name of this book is English Grammar in Use. It's by Raymond Murphy, and you're gonna find like comprehensive grammar rules. So obviously, I think, you know, I've always said this is grammar is not important to learn English, but you need to be aware of different rules. So I think this book is a good one, and so just to make yourself familiar with different rules of English, to make yourself familiar with different tenses, modals, and everything. So I think this book is a very good one, and I think you should go ahead with this one. Although it's an optional, like I'm not gonna say, oh, if you're at an intermediate level, it's important. It's just optional. It's up to you if you want to read it or not. Otherwise, all of the other books, they would suffice. Next, let's talk about your advanced level. So if you're at an advanced level of English, which is your C1, C2, so these are the books that you can go ahead, again, you know, just give them a go. And I think you're absolutely going to love them. Now, these are going to help you build the kind of vocabulary that authors use, and at the same time very good native speakers use. Because I usually have noticed this is that whenever native speakers, whenever they're talking in English, so then they do not use too many fancy words or too many big sophisticated vocabulary. They just like to keep it casual and simple, and I think we all can do that. But if you're writing an essay or if you're writing an article, so I think, and if you're at an advanced level, so these are the books that you should go for. The first one is, and it's one of my favorites. It's 1984 by George Orwell. Like, it's a classic book, and it has a complex vocabulary. It has complex sentence structures as well, because that's how George Orwell writes. And I'm also going to suggest you, this is not a book, but this is another essay by George Orwell, and he has written an essay on why I write, and it's a very, very good one. I think I was 16 when I first read it. And at that time, I did not get a hold of this, like what is happening? It had so many complex sentence structures and vocabularies, but it was a very good one. And now that I can read it over and over, it's amazing. And there's another book by George Orwell, which I recently read, that is Animal Farm. It discusses about communist parties and all, and it's, again, by George Orwell. So I think you should go ahead with this one. And the kind of, the way he signifies everything regarding communism, socialism, it's amazing. Like the wordplay and everything else. You guys are actually going to say what writing is, like what real writing is. That's what you guys are going to come across. Another one that you can read if you're at an advanced level of English, you can go ahead and read The Great Gatsby. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about this. It's by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So this is a good one, very classic. It's about a man who throws parties, who loves to throw parties. Now these are some, you know, very literary kind of books, very literature related books. So The Great Gatsby, you should go ahead with this one. Another one that you can read is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar. I'm pretty sure you guys have already heard about it. So The Picture of Dorian Gray is about a boy, and I think the kind of vocabulary and the kind of you know, advanced vocabulary he uses and the philosophical themes. So they're really going to get you going about how do you connect so well. So that's a good one. Another one that you can go and read it. And I'm suggesting all of the advanced books that I've already read, and I've read them so many times. I'm suggesting books that I've already read. But these advanced level kind of books, I've been reading these for quite a while now, for like 2 years now, because I'm a literature student. So I've already gone through these through every single one of these. So another one you can read is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. She was an Australian. So Margaret Atwood has written this book, The Handmaid's Tale. It has complex themes and as well as complex vocabulary. Go ahead with this one. Underline new words, underline new phrases, new sentence structures. Going to help you a lot. And the last book for this one is Advanced English Grammar. So for basic level, I already told you. For intermediate, I told you. For advanced level grammar, and if you want to become like the master of grammar or something like that, so I think you should go ahead with this one, Advanced English Grammar by Martin Hewings. And it has in-depth grammar analysis and insights, so I think you guys should go ahead. So I'm not suggesting you guys should read each single one of these books, but yes, 2 from the basic level, 2 from intermediate, and 2 for advanced, and you're good to go. And let me know in the comment section below if there are some other books that you guys have already read and you would like me to make an make an analysis on them, because I would love to do that. I love exploring books. And as for me, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much guys for watching this one, and till the next video, bye everyone, stay safe.
Wonder Girl Janhavi Panwar. Janhavi
Talks with Janhavi.